Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I am the Custard Prophet, and we're back here with our second episode with our short save with Adelaide United in the A-League in Australia. Thank you very much for the support on the first video. I've got some comments that I want to kind of address and go through. There's some kind of useful things mentioned in the comments. I want to talk about our pre-season results because they're not too bad. Wrong way, that way. Not too bad. And also, we've done tactics, and we're playing our first match today. It's all happening, folks. It's all happening right here. Make sure you hit that like button and comment on these videos. I don't normally ask right at the start, but it's really important for series to be seen on YouTube. If you get that done early on, then hopefully we'll get a few more willing participants coming along for the ride. Right, let's go and have a look. Right, folks, first of all, let's just marvel at our pre-season results. So, we joined the club after this match against the Modbury Jets, whoever they are, and we played Adelaide United second 11, and who I hear are a very hard team to beat, but we beat our second 11 3-1, and I was pretty pleased with that. We were trying a new tactic, and we got ourselves some goals. Ben Warland, I can't remember who he is. Adrian Popovic is a centre-back, I want to say. And Ben Halloran, I think, is our left midfielder. I've got to learn these names. But you can see Moussa Toure, who I don't know who that is, was the guy who scored. Yeah, he might be kind of important going forward. So he's a young striker. We then had 3 games against local sides in Adelaide. I guess the football here isn't much cop in Adelaide. We won 6-2 against West Adelaide, 7-0 against Adelaide City, but the Metro Stars did as good. Where are they? Is that a local side as well? Ah, yes, they are. They are at the local. They are at the TK Shutter Reserve Stadium. So, I mean, it makes sense. Australia is such a vastly massive country. You're almost going to have local leagues, and you're not going to go kind of jetting off all over the place. But anyway, I'm pretty pleased with those results. Clearly, they're against lower quality sides than we're going to be playing. I don't know if I actually mentioned this before. We are out of the Australian Cup, which I wasn't involved in that at all. So please don't blame me for that. Losing 1-0 against Melbourne Victory in, I think, what was the quarter-final, because they don't... Is that right? No, it was the semi-final. So Melbourne Victory, because they're the big dogs, aren't they, in the league? They're the ones who are owned by Manchester City's owners. And yeah, we'll get on to all of that because there's some interesting comments about some of the rules and not understanding some of the rules, but also some of the kind of stuff about loans and other bits and pieces as well. So that was good. Let's go and have a look at the tactic that we've put together, because it's essentially a very complex tactic. It's what we like to call a 4-4-2 somewhat, and yeah, I think it's exactly what we had to do, because based on what we had 2 good fullbacks, which is good. We had 2 decent players in the centre, a right midfielder who's very good. So we had to play wide football. So we're going with a wing play tactic, but we're going with this rather than having just one up front, because Ipsuki seems useless, and he's basically the player I need to get out the door as quickly as possible to bring someone else in. Maybe our designated player, mystery designated player, whoever those are, and I think that's what we need to do. Zach Clough seems to be doing reasonably well alongside him. I'm quite pleased with that, and also Iran Kunda, who is our absolute key player, looks fantastic. As you can see, he is wanted by Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, and Porto, an exotic collection of teams there, but he signed a new contract until the end of 2026. So we're paying a little bit more for him, but I think it was worth it. Get him tied down here. He's probably got some sort of devious little get out clause somehow in there, but I didn't see that when we were sorting the contract out. transfer deadline day happened. It happened very soon after we left each other. I was just kind of leaving it a little bit, just to kind of get to grips with what was going on, having a little look around the window. And before I noticed it, we'd kind of gone the wrong side of the transfer deadline day. So then I had to announce my squad, and I did that. I went through all the squad and sort of who I want playing, and then I did the thing that you shouldn't do. Once I'd sort of got it all, I thought, well, if I click the button, the automatic selection, they're going to put everyone in. No, they don't. They don't do that. And basically, as a result of that, we lost a player who was potentially going to be quite an important part of the team, a youngster, but he was a forward. Yeah, this guy, Luka Jovic, who I think could be a decent. He's not an 18-year-old Australian forward. He's got good physicals. Yeah, he's not fantastic, but these are the sort of players you want to be able to bring on late in games to try and develop them. And unfortunately, he got annoyed by me leaving him out of the squad, and he left. So, sorry, Luca. Good luck elsewhere. And the other thing I noticed is that, yes, it said we had 5 foreign players, and we're allowed 5. But when I actually looked at it, when I was doing that, when we're doing the squad selection, only 4 of those are actually classed as foreign. One of them, the Spanish midfielder, is actually been in Australia long enough to qualify as a home player. So I've got 1 foreign place, which I didn't realise and I could have utilised, which I didn't do. So it's been a bit of a rubbish transfer window, but there was very little time to get things done. You might have seen this. This was me trying to sort out someone to go up top. So who are you going to call? Shane Long, of course. So we're waiting on a work permit decision on Shane, and that will come later on this month, whether he can come here or not. He's not. We all know about Shane Long, isn't he? He just doesn't score goals. Spent a long time at Southampton being a very good sort of workhorse like striker, but just doesn't score the goals. Anyway, folks, that's kind of where we are at the minute. We have our first match of the season, and we are going to be playing CC Mariners. The problem I see with all of this, and it is a rather whopping problem, we seem to be having lots of issues with injury, and you can sort of see this here. It's like at one point I think we had half the first team squad out. It's not like we don't have any physios or anything, but they're just all getting injured. I don't really understand why. Anyway, folks, we're going to go into our first game of the season, and we'll see how things go. So here we are, Adelaide United against CC Mariners. CC Mariners are predicted to finish 11th. I think we are predicted. Originally it was mid-table, but that seems to have changed to 5th. So I'll take 5th at this point. If we can finish 5th, I'll be pretty darn happy in that green zone. So let's get in there. Let's do our thing. Right, here we go, folks. We'll see how things go. I don't really like our striker, Ibsuki. I don't think I made that clear enough. I just don't think he's any good. And it also looks like... just a second. Right, we've taken our time to do this because we are lacking so many players. We are having to dip into our rather limited set of defenders. I think there's a limited set of young players, but they're limited in as much they haven't got a lot of experience, but maybe we can develop some of these. So the team we're going with, not that you will recognise many of these, is Ibsuki and Clough going to lead the line. I think that is going to be my favourite front line, as is Halloran left, Irakuna right. That's good. Javi Lopez, our right back, is moving into the central of midfield with Isaiah alongside him because Tony Clough is out injured. We're going to be playing the Madanha, is he Brazilian? Well, he's not Brazilian, he's Australian, but maybe he's Brazilian roots. He's going to play at wing back because he's actually a midfielder. So it's going to be quite an attacking side. Kitto's on the left, Warland, Ansel and Gauchi in goal. Bench is weak, but let's see how we get on. Once we get some of these players back, hopefully we'll have a few more options. But I do want to develop some of the young players and use those effectively. Have everything crossed, folks. Let's get into it. Right, here we go. I realised I didn't actually talk about one of the comments, which I think was quite useful, from Dodgy Gamer, who, if you're not aware who Dodgy Gamer is, he is a really very good YouTuber who predominantly focuses on international football, doing a really cool save with Vaduz in Liechtenstein, which is one of the hardest saves there is. Here's Halloran with a corner. So 10 minutes in, Halloran is going to be taking that corner if he can be asked to do that. Having a good think about it. I might need to speed things up a little bit, but it gives me time to talk anyway. We've been doing quite well at these corners, and of course, Hiroshi Ibsuki opens the scoring up. The man who I've been bad-mouthing for the entirety of the episode gives us a nice 1-0 lead. Very nice. Pleased with that. But he was saying about the rules, he was talking a little bit about the rules because he's done a save in the US. And what he mentioned is, and I'll put this on screen, as Gauchi's going to be kicking this upfield. I didn't quite get that. Here's cool. But what he was saying is that in that league, the AI found it very, very difficult to work out how to do transfers. So they ended up doing all sorts of crazy transfers and it just not working. It could and probably should have been 1-1 there. Not too impressed with that. It was a nice save from the goalkeeper. So he thinks that maybe give it a season or two. If you just can keep a solid team together, you might get away with that. That might be a way of winning the league just by everyone else being just going a bit crazy. But we'll see what happens. We seem to be struggling a little bit in terms of possession and other things. None of these things I like, but we are in the lead. Right, Zach Clough's got the ball. He plays it to probably our most talented player, Iracunda, who just plays it around Clough. Isaias, a great Spanish midfielder. I think he is the one who's become Australian. It's here and it's Zach Clough. So our front two have both scored. And so Clough and Ibusuki getting the goals. I also want to know what sort of players would I be able to sign in this league? Because everywhere I look, it seems to be like really, really old players from Europe, or not particularly talented players seem to be those who are available. Are we able to get better quality than that if I look harder? Here's another corner. Set the corners up well. I have just gone wide. It's a good first half. I mean, we didn't have the possession, but we have dominated the chances. And so a 2-0 lead is a very pleasing lead. Kito is the player we are watching out for. He's got a bit of a... well, he might be carrying a bit of an injury. He's not looking particularly fit. He's not going to finish the game for sure. But how long do we leave it before we take him off? I'm not sure how much options we've got. Here's Nisbet. I mean, Gauchi could have just held that, but you know, as long as this doesn't go in, I won't blame him. I can't remember. I was talking about something important, wasn't I? Maybe. He doesn't come for much, the goalkeeper, but I think I need to check this, but I think we've got a fairly tall team. He's come for absolutely nothing, this goalkeeper. I wonder if that... I need to have a look at his attributes. Kito looking like he's progressively going downhill, but what are the options on the bench? So he is a left side. He can play across the back line. That's not a bad option, really. He's only 18, but the thought is he could develop into something. I do like the looks of this guy. He's not going to be a swashbuckling left back, but I don't feel he's going to be a particularly effective central midfielder. I think he can do a job as a sort of more defensive, solid fullback. But I think it's time to bring him on. Let's see how that goes. So Ryan Kito off. Kikanis is on. We've just told the players to be more expressive. I'm hoping just to get a little bit more creativity from them against a side like this. I feel that might be important. Well, there we go. Another late change. Ewell came on for the right back, and then we moved him into the centre. In all honesty, that second half was a bit of a dud. We did everything we needed to in the first half. Don't know quite what to take out of that. I don't think we were particularly brilliant, but we got the job done, and that in some ways is what we need to do. I think we need to be more effective. I was going to say in possession, but I mean, you can get away with low possession stats and still be very, very good. It's just whether that... I think we just need to be more effective at creating those chances throughout the game, but maybe those chances will be more likely to occur when we come back with a more full squad, when we haven't got everyone injured. But yeah, pleased with what I saw out there. Certainly from out wide we look strong. We certainly look like we can put the balls in. We've got players who can win the headers. That feels like how we're going to do things, at least at the minute. But let me know in the comments your thoughts on what we should be doing tactically. Have I got it wrong? Am I playing to this side's strengths? I feel I am, but maybe you tactical geniuses in the comments might have some other ideas. So leave me your thoughts. But what that's going to do, it's going to put us top of the league, and that's where we're going to finish the save. No, that would be good, wouldn't it? Unbeaten, not had a goal against us. You know, we are unstoppable. Right, let's have a look at the schedule. It's a weird one, isn't it? The A-League. We've got not that many games. I mean, what's this one? I just counted all that. I've hopefully cut that out. 26 games. That's not a lot of games to get through. So there's going to be a lot of gaps between games, although the next one's in just a few days. What I'll probably do is come back maybe for this game against Western United or something like that, and you can see how things have progressed. I'm not sure when the next transfer window opens. Presumably it's a January, but I'm not sure. And we'll see how all that goes. I mean, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. This is what I'm asking you. I've asked you lots of things, but this is the main thing I'm asking you. What do you think about this? Is this a side that is going to be able to live up to the expectations of finishing 5th? Or do you think I'll need to do some work to make that happen? Is the tactical approach that I'm using going to help that, or does it need to be adapted to allow us to do that? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, folks, that will do it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.